Hey guys, Jessica here. So today we're going to talk about a cheap new wearable that's on Amazon from Horigen. Horigen is not an off-brand. Horigen is a manufacturer. So they are actually the manufacturer for pumpables. They're the manufacturer for the legendary Duet. They're the manufacturer for some of the Idaho Jones pumps. Horigen is one of our true respected manufacturers. There's like a handful of them that are manufacturing most of what we see here in the US. Horigen is one of them. So Horigen just launched this wearable under their own name. They've had a couple other wearables out there and they've all been reasonably good. But what Horigen did with this one is they have launched a pump that is very similar to the Zomi Fit, except it's a smart pump. I don't think you can see quite there. See, we've got full app control. It is incredibly similar to the Zomi Fit. But what I want you to understand with this is that it is not interchangeable with the Zomi Fit. It is similar programming, similar flange shape. I actually like the flange on this a little bit more. But programming wise, let's just talk about that. So you've got stimulation, expression, and then the mixed mode. We've got a really good range of cycle speeds on this pump, really good suction. This is going to be another one of those that performs really well for moms who were using like the Spectra Synergy Gold, where we need that combination of faster cycle speeds and stronger suction in a wearable to allow them to have the wearable experience. With the Spectra Synergy Gold, sometimes we really do struggle with getting a wearable for the moms who have been using that for several months because it is just a really unique combination. This one does have a little bit of vibration, but the silicone flange is a little bit, it dulls it just a little bit, but it's got a little vibration to it, more than the Zomi Fit. But this is their flange that I'm just like absolutely in love with. It's a double sealed flange, which we're mostly seeing this on some of the cheap wearables and on Mom Cozy. But what this is it's two layers of silicone. So this top layer is making a seal with the breast so that we get a little bit more pressure against the breast with less compression. So this is actually going to be better than say the solid silicone flange that's on this Zomi Fit. Because the Zomi Fit, the surface against the breast is what's getting compressed. So that is actually decreasing some of the efficiencies. I think we will see that this is slightly more efficient. Make sure I'm not just knocking everything around my desk. The parts are similar, but they're not interchangeable. This diaphragm is unique to them. It actually reminds me a little bit of how the LV diaphragm sits in there. And it is very similar to the LV in that it is just sitting up here at the top, pressed into it. And that way it does remind me of the LV. But you've got a linker and then you've got this bottle. Now what was really cool with this one is it did come with this little attachment. Let me grab it real quick. It did come with this little case full of stuff. They gave us a cleaning brush, lots of different stuff. But what this one did that we've not seen with one of the Horigen wearables before is they gave us a bottle feeding ring. So you can just take this ring, screw it onto this bottle, and while it is not the optimal shape, there are a lot of moms who are asking for that. And then you can screw I think it's a wide neck. I've got a narrow neck on my desk. You do need the wide neck to screw that on. But that does mean, here, I can use this to see if the wide neck would fit. Yep, it's a wide neck bottle. I had not actually gotten that hooked up yet. But I think that's pretty cool. So, and price-wise, this one is really reasonably priced. It was like $110 for the double or $60 for the single. That's an incredible price for a smart pump. It does have, again, full app control, which is nice. You can tell that this app was simply translated from Chinese. Sometimes when we translate things from Chinese to English, it doesn't quite go right. That's when we get these really funny looking things. That is not an indicator of low quality. It's an indicator of language translation. But down here under quantity, it is reading in mLs. It's not a sensor, so you do have to enter it, but it says quantity of suck milk. Is that going to harm your use of it? No. Is suck milk a real term? No. It did make me giggle a little bit, but overall, for this pump that, I have really liked the Zomi Fit. I've been a huge proponent of the Zomi Fit. I love it for my clients. I have had quite a few that are getting a little frustrated with some stuff that's going on over at Zomi, and I've had a few that just haven't, it's not that they didn't love the pump, they really just didn't feel like it was worth the money. They were definitely like not loving it. They felt like it needed to be a little bit cheaper. Everyone's going to have a different opinion on that. I thought the Zomi Fit was priced pretty fairly, but some people really just felt like for what you got with it not being a smart pump, it wasn't right. But for this one, you're getting a little bit better price and you're getting a little bit more features with the smart pump. You still do have full control over it. It's not the most discreet shape. It's actually pretty obvious in your shirt because of that flat top. So, I mean, again, it's not one for one, but programming wise, these are going to be about the same. So that is something to consider if you're looking at the Zomi Fit and maybe you just can't swing that money, this might be worth getting. Horigen does have a reputation for supporting their pumps in terms of replacement parts and warranty. Again, you're dealing with the manufacturer straight from China. So I do think there's going to be a little bit of delay with that. But at this price point, that is something that a lot of moms maybe are only going to be pumping for another 3 or 4 months. And at that price point, some of my moms are like, well, I'll just go buy a new one off of Amazon if something happens to it because it'll be here in 2 days. At that price point, they're just not worried about it. It does say that it has a 1 year warranty. The Zomi Fit does come with two. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with this. At this price point, I really struggle when moms are like, I want a wearable for, 100 or less. I really struggle with that price point because we only have a handful of them. And I would say that this one has actually kind of come in and surprised me because now I have this option for moms at a lower price. This is a really good price, and you get a smart pump for it versus just, a wearable. That's pretty cool. The app itself is basic. I have had no issues with it. Apps are really glitchy, and some of them are notorious for being problematic with the Bluetooth. This one synced right away. It has stayed synced. If I turn the app off because I'm doing something else and come back to it, it's not having any problems reconnecting and reading what's going on with the thing. I think it's just a basic app. It reminds me a lot of like the Motif Aura app. It's very, very basic, but it does what it's supposed to do. So all in all, I mean, that's kind of all I can say about this pump. I think it's going to be one that just does what it's supposed to do. It does have the screw top versus the seal ring on the bottle, which I do really like because those seal rings were kind of a pain in the butt. Again, I love the flange. I'm really kind of sad that these parts aren't interchangeable with the Zomi Fit because the Zomi Fit with this flange would be amazing. But for right now, this is what we have with that double seal flange and a smart pump. So definitely let me know if you've tried it. I think a lot of people are going to buy it because it was advertised in a lot of different groups. Because who doesn't want a smart pump at that price? But I think overall it's going to be a pretty good purchase. I'm excited to see another like low cost option out there that I'm confident in recommending. So hopefully this helps somebody. Let me know if you have any questions and happy pumping.